Yes, you guys, welcome back. I'm NiniFC, this is Blue Lions TV, and tomorrow at 8 PM UK time, we kickstart the new Champions League campaign at home as the current Champions League holders against Zenit St. Petersburg. Now, let's cast our minds back to this weekend. We beat Aston Villa 3-0, and even though the scoreline did flatter to deceive to a certain degree, let's admit that Aston Villa put in a very strong performance and created many difficulties. In the end, what was absolutely undeniable was our quality in the big moments. One of the key men and reasons behind that was none other than our record signing in Romelu Lukaku. So far since he signed for us, he has achieved every single expectation us fans have had for him. We all knew he was going to score against Arsenal. We all knew that he was destined to score at home against Aston Villa too. And I'm telling you guys right now, he is destined to score again tomorrow to kickstart his first Champions League goals, the club he supported ever since he was a kid. This season, Lukaku is going to be hoping to play a significant part in helping us win the Champions League again. And even though he has technically won it, as he himself admitted, it felt like he didn't win it because he contributed nothing in that first Champions League winning campaign. I guess the question now is, will Zenit St. Petersburg try and ruin the party tomorrow? And I think now is the perfect opportunity for us to get a deeper understanding and an idea of what to expect from our opponents in Zenit St. Petersburg. Now, some key things to list off straight away, you guys. Zenit have won the past 3 Russian Premier Leagues 3 times in a row. They won it last season, and they currently set up in a 4-4-2. They have many good players, some very familiar names like Lovren, like William Barrios, like Wendell, and they're a team that like to play on the floor and like to keep possession, so this should be a very entertaining game tomorrow. So right now, you guys, I want to discuss 3 players that I feel are players you must watch out for, players I think will be playing tomorrow as well, so we can get a deep understanding as to what to expect from these 3 players. I am estimating their lineup. Currently, Zenit have been experimenting with many different lineups. I think there's a big possibility that we may see players such as their new signing Claudinho partnering Asmoon up front. We may see Erikin playing in behind Asmoon as well too to create like a 5-man midfield, but I'm thinking that we could see some surprises from them, and the 3 players to watch out for will be based on players I think may be starting the game tomorrow. For me, limiting that Zenit attack is going to be key to getting the win tomorrow, because this is an attack that have great understanding of space, when to move into it, when to move out of it, a great understanding of each other's game as well, and they can be very clinical inside the box too. Now yes, Zenit have been pretty poor in the Champions League over the past few seasons, but last season, for example, they did not have their main 3 guys up front playing for them, and of course naturally that's going to play a big part in you crashing out the tournament. So without wasting any more time, we start with the first one, and that first player is Asmoon. Now, Asmoon is a very interesting player. He had a move to Bayer Leverkusen which collapsed in the final few moments of the window as well too. But with Asmoon, one of his greatest qualities is his lethalness inside the box. This is a player that exclusively scores inside the box, and the technique he demonstrates is proper top class. I think he's a very good player, and what's very interesting about him is how he operates in space. Now, a lot of times he has played up front alongside Zuba. He's played up front alongside other players as well too. He's a player that can lead the line. He's a player that can drop into space as well and, create space for others as well too. One of the best things about his game is his ability to time his runs inside the box. At times that can catch us out, and that is something we have to definitely be ready for and to be prepared against when we play against Zenit tomorrow night. Expect to see Asmoon leading the press against us tomorrow. He is definitely one to watch out for. Of course, the other player to watch out for is ex-Barcelona and Bordeaux player Malcolm. Now yes, his move to Zenit surprised a lot of us. They spent a lot of money to sign him, but what can't be denied is how much of a key presence and figure he has been for them since he signed for them. Now with Malcolm, of course, we know what to expect from him. His ability to cut inside, his dribbling ability, his skill, as well as his great shooting technique as well. He's capable outside the box as well as inside the box as well too. And he plays a key role for Zenit because he helps link their attack. He's a player that Zenit look to find due to his penetrative runs that take advantage of all the space created from their front players. Now our midfield at times, they can be a tiny bit weak against skillful players that have the ability to, beat them on the dribble, and with Malcolm cutting inside from that right hand side flank, that is something we have to pay great attention to, and if we can limit him, we can limit that link to Zenit's attack. And for the final player to look out for, and I have to say this one could be a slight risk because his involvement is slowly starting to be phase out of the team. Zenit are using different players up front, however, he has played in the last game, and he did play throughout the Euros as well too. I'm speaking about none other than Artem Dzyuba. Dzyuba is a very experienced mobile target man who really gives Zenit St. Petersburg that platform. You know, they can play direct to him, and on the counter-attack, that is particularly useful. A lot of times, you are going to see Dzyuba in the channels. They will look to play balls to him in those areas. He will try to hold the ball up and of course act as that platform as he plays others in. Tomorrow night that could be key because even though Zenit like to keep the ball, I think we keep the ball better. So of course having someone like Dzyuba as an outlet for long balls, bring some threat on the counter attack could be the way forwards and the way that Zenit looks to play. He's equally adept leading the line, dropping a bit deeper too. Not the best technically, but of course is quite effective for his teammates too. He is definitely someone to pay attention to and watch out for tomorrow. Zenit won't be pushovers. They do have players who are internationals for their nations. You know, they are the current champions as well too for the past 3 seasons, and they have quality in defense, in midfield and in attack as well too. So we definitely have to play at our best if we hope to get this win tomorrow. And today's match preview, guys, I'm going to break down Tuchel's press conference. I'm going to break down the predicted lineups. And I'm going to give you guys my match prediction right at the end too. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you feel confident that we're going to get the win tomorrow, then please get involved in the comments and smash that like button too. And without wasting any more time, so we kick things off with the press conference, and this time Tuchel was joined by aswell. We're going to start things off by breaking down what Tuchel had to say first, and immediately, straight off the bat, we found out that both Pulisic and Kante won't be featuring in the game tomorrow due to injuries, and I guess we all kind of expected that. To move on though, talk turned towards Malang Sarr and Loftus-Cheek. As we do know, in the Champions League this season, there are 12 men on the bench that teams have the options to use, and Tuchel kind of confirmed that both these players, as well as Barkley, are kind of seen as the reserves in the team right now. But regardless, he stressed that anyone that's called up to a matchday squad must be ready in case anything happens. So let's hope that one of these guys does get a little bit of game time. But anyway, we do move on, and when Tuchel was asked whether he sees us as the favourites for the Champions League this season, Tuchel stressed that, like any competition, luck, moments and a good group plays a massive part in boosting your chances of winning. Of course, he said we were surprise winners, however, we were deserved winners. Our strong bond really helped us to go through and win the tournament last season. And to move on, we end things with his opinions on Ben Chilwell. I mean, of course, as a fan base, we've been a bit surprised that, it's been a few games now and we haven't seen Ben playing at all. And of course, his last involvement was a masterclass against Mahrez in the Champions League final. As Tuchel stressed, it has been a bit difficult for Ben. He didn't feature in the Euros, and Tuchel feels that maybe a lot of this is due to a mental fatigue. So he's spoken very openly with Ben Chilwell. He's told him the situation. He's told me he has to be fair because Alonso has been training for a while, and also he has been playing well too. But your chances and moments will come. And tomorrow, could we see Ben back in the team making his first appearances this season? I guess we'll find out. And now we move on to aswell. Aspie was asked about how special it was to win the Champions League last season, and Aspie said it was a very special moment in Porto. He stressed that, the same as Thomas Tuchel, now it's a new season, everything goes back to zero, and we must fight hard and be ready for very difficult games. We move on, and Aspie was asked to give his opinions on our rival strengthening in the tournament this summer. Aspie said that yes, of course, teams have strengthened. We're all thinking about Paris Saint-Germain right now. However, we have also strengthened too. We signed Romelu Lukaku, and he makes the team feel a lot stronger. We do move on now, and of course, tucked on towards his international teammate and friend in Sao Niguez. We all know that he had a very poor debut to begin with, and Aspie gave his thoughts on that. As he said very logically, as we've all been saying as well too, he had a very stressful moment when he completed this move to us. Making this move right in the final few minutes before the window ended. On top of this too, getting used to a new country, environment, teammates, new system, new league. He wasn't expected to be amazing on his debut, and of course Aspie says that they all have faith and confidence in their new teammate. And to end things, we end with the final 2 questions. Aspie was asked what success looks like for this season, with Aspie saying in a very diplomatic fashion that our goal is to target and win every single trophy we compete in. And for the final question, you guys, he was asked when he realised last season that we were going to win the Champions League. And Wenceslas literally that typical Aspie answers. He said he felt confident we were going to win the Champions League after we scored the second goal against Real Madrid. So yeah, you guys, that was the end of the press conference. We now move on to the predictor lineup, and immediately we saw Tuchel rotating the team in the last game against Aston Villa. Of course, he was probably, paying attention to this game tomorrow night. And I'm expecting to see a pretty strong lineup tomorrow. So today, I'm only going to go for one predicted lineup. And with the lineup you guys can see on screen, I've gone for Lukaku, Werner and Mason Mount up front. In midfield, I've gone for Jorginho, cover. Wing backs, Reece James and Ben Chilwell. In defence, Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta with Mendy in goal. Now, I do think that we are seeing Tuchel rotating with the front three, but players like Mount and Lukaku for me are like the first names in the team sheet. I mean, Lukaku for sure has to be starting tomorrow, and with Mason Mount, he provides such a big key tactical role for the team. Not only does he help out the midfield by dropping deeper to sometimes form a midfield three, but he also provides that creativity in the final thirds, that forward threat too, and of course the link-up play there as well too, and pressing. So he does so much for the team at such a very young age. The guy's a great player. And tomorrow I'm expecting to see Timo Werner playing up front with Lukaku. I think maybe this is something Tuchel wants to see more of in the Premier League season, and I guess this is a great way to test them both out together, playing against Zenit. Werner exploring the spaces that Lukaku's creating, that could be very key, especially because, Zenit's defense isn't the paciest, and Werner's pace in behind could really take advantage of slow legs. So that would be interesting to see how they could both do together. In midfield, Jorginho and cover, I think that's a guarantee. Saul wasn't ready for football straight away. I was a bit surprised that Tuchel decided to give him minutes straight away, but I understand it, and of course no manager is perfect, everyone makes mistakes. Tuchel admitted that himself. So I do think Saul will come on as the game does go on. And of course, wing backs, you guys, Reece James, who was suspended against Aston Villa, he'll be playing against Tottenham. Of course, he has to be ready for that game. And one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing is that link-up play alongside Lukaku. Now against Arsenal, I saw the link-up play between them. Reece James was really getting inside the box, getting into positions that he just wasn't getting into from last season. And in that sense, really just reminded me of the relationship that Lukaku and Hakimi had at Inter Milan last season. So James is one to watch out for, and of course with Ben Chilwell as well too. He needs to get some minutes. He has to start getting himself back into the team too, and tomorrow could be an opportunity for him to play and show what he can do. And of course, the guys to end things, defense, experience, it's quality, it's trusted, and I think Tuchel wants to have that platform behind them. And of course, I've gone for Mendy and goal over Kepa. Even though there's a big possibility that Kepa could start, I just think that because it's our opening game as the current reigning champions of Europe, we have to make a statement. And I think that Mendy, you can rely upon him more in those key moments, as we saw against Aston Villa, compared to someone like a Kepa, considering that a lot of Zenit's threat comes from inside the box too. Mendy's amazing at this shot stopping when making saves in these areas. So for me, for sure I have to see him play. So right now, you guys, we end things with match prediction, and tomorrow I am going for a 2-0 win for us. Potentially there could be more goals for sure. It really depends on how Zenit do, and it depends on how early and quickly we can score goals. If it's one of those ones where we score really early on, expect us to score more goals as the game does go on. But right now I'm going for a pretty safe scoreline in that sense, but I'm feeling very confident that we are going to win. I mean, there's so many factors in our favour. The fact that it's the first Champions League game as the current Champions League holders at home in front of the fans, that's going to be a big thing, and that's really going to galvanise the players too. The fact that we can use more subs in this tournament as well too, I feel like we are going to rest a lot of players for the game against Spurs as well. And of course the fact that we have to make a statement as well, because we can't lose and we don't want to repeat what we did back in time, you guys. We won the Champions League in the 2012 season. In the 2013 season we got kicked out in the group stage, and even though we won the Europa League, we're not trying to do that again. I think we've won the Europa League enough times already. So you guys, on that note, that's going to bring an end to today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Line CV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.